Welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner podcast. My name is Coach Scott. I'll be your host today. It is Wednesday, July 21. I hope you guys are having a good week so far. It's been 10 days of having this thing on. This is my Ironman 70.3 bracelet from Muscle Man. Just before the podcast, I cut this thing off. I should have done it on the podcast, but whatever. Forgetful me. It's a sort of like a ceremonial thing for me, is that I put the bracelet on at the race, and I can't take it off. And part of it's lazy, and I just kind of forget that it's there. And then part of it's like, I kind of want to hold on to that moment, the finisher moment, as long as possible. So it stays on. I think the first time I did a full, you get the orange one when you're a first timer. And I think I kept that one on for over a month. I couldn't take it off. It just was such a part of me, that I needed to remember that I just kept it on for pretty much a month before cutting it off. And now I'm going to add this one to the box of Ironman bracelets. Now it sits upstairs, and I don't know. It's like one of those things can you throw these out? I can't throw them out. I look at it, I gotta keep it. I don't know. I don't know if you guys do that too. I'm wondering. Let me know in the comments if you guys keep your bracelets on for a long time, whether or not you throw them out when you cut them off, or if you keep them in a box somewhere like I do. I got to tell you, I've missed a bunch of races over the last couple of weeks. I do apologize for that. TeamOrdinary.com. If you're on Team Ordinary, go to TeamOrdinary.com, go to the race calendar, add your races to the race calendar. I'll put them on there, and then I'll read them off on the podcast. If you're not a member of Team Ordinary, it is not some kind of secret society. It's not like Skull and Bones that you gotta thank you, sir, may I have another? You can go and join it over at teamordinary.com. It's like $50 to join, but you get your money's worth. You get a shirt, you get our new gray hat. I'm wearing the white one today, but you get our gray hat. You get, there's like stickers and other things I throw in that box. And we can put your races on the race calendar, and I'll read them off on the podcast. Wish you guys good luck, and hope you guys say congratulations, whatever it may be, depending on when those races are. But anyway, back from July 7th, I missed Jacob. I'm Jacob Polson. I missed your race, the Brick Endurance 2. I think this is some kind of series that you're doing in North Carolina. I hope you did this one. I hope you got it done. If you did, congratulations. If you didn't, I'll be seeing you in about 3 weeks up in Maine. We're doing, along with Matt Shore, we're doing the Ironman Maine relay, which was actually a reschedule of the Ironman 70.3. We were going to do the relay in Lake Placid last year, but then COVID happened. They canceled that race subsequently. We had to move it to a different Ironman. We chose Maine. As the swimmer, I feel like I got a little bit of a raw deal, basically going from the most pristine swim on the Ironman circuit at Mirror Lake and Lake Placid to the Atlantic Ocean in Ironman Maine, which is cold and has sharks. Dan Hested, thank you so much for reaching out to me and telling me that there were shark sightings in Old Orchard. I don't know if you've made that up, but I'm glad I'm not going in the water looking like a seal on that day. Or am I? I don't know. The only thing is, hey, look, it will get me out of the water faster for sure if I start thinking about sharks. So I'm trying to keep our mind off of that, We'll see how that goes. Just going through that schedule, July 11th, Stu Wiener. I know you did the Narragansett. We talked about this one the last time. I did remember that one, the Narragansett Summer Running Festival Half Marathon. July 17th, Tishan Laws did the 4th annual Run for Justice. It was a virtual run. Tishan, man, I see you out there. I see you're getting work done this year. I see it all over the place. I know you got a busy race calendar too this year. Best of luck. And I can't wait to see you, by the way, in Philadelphia this year. We kind of missed out on that last year. That's partially my fault, but I'm going to be there this year at the Philadelphia Marathon. I can't wait to meet you in person. And then, not to be left out, Ron Boos. Ron was out in North Carolina, I think it was the day before I did Ironman Muscle Man, doing the Devil's Fork Metric Century bike ride. A Metric Century, so 100 meters, that's all? Just a 100-meter bike ride? All right, probably 100 kilometers there, but it wasn't so much the distance as it was the elevation. It was something like 100 feet of elevation per mile, and that's a lot, guys. That's a lot of elevation. But Ron it was like 2 mountains. It was like a bunch of hills and 2 mountains that he climbed. Congratulations, Ron. Way to get it done. I'm sorry I didn't mention that last time. Up ahead next week, a big one. Matt Shore is going to be in Lake Placid. So I'm going to be in Lake Placid too, but I'm not racing. Matt Shore is doing Ironman Lake Placid. It'll be nice. My family and Steph and Ellie and Sam, we're all going up to Lake Placid for a long weekend. I can't wait to get up there. It's just a really great trip. Normally, we've done this trip in the past. Every time we've done it, I've been racing. I raced in 2017, 2018, 2019, and then 2020, nobody went. We actually, I did go up last year just with Matt Shore to ride a mountain. That was a fun day. But we didn't go up as a family because of COVID. And then now we're going back again this year, and we're really excited to go up. It's kind of interesting thinking about going up to Lake Placid without having the specter of a race hanging over my head. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to getting into town and enjoying myself and having fun up in Lake Placid without that specter of doing that, of having to spend an entire day doing work, you know? We'll see about that, but we'll talk about a little bit about that more at the very end of the podcast. Now, what I wanted to do today was I wanted to pop up this picture. I got to write this down. This is like 5 minutes and 45 seconds in, and make sure I put it at the right spot. This picture is of me 10 days ago at Ironman Muscle Man. It's me obviously on the run. My friend Karen took this picture. Now I don't know if you guys are like me, but I do the race, and then a couple days later, I'll go back and I'll look at the finisher pics. I don't like really looking at it right away because there's always like a couple straggler pics that they don't assign to your number until later. And then you go back like a week later, oh, look, I didn't see this picture before. So I kind of like to give them some time to upload all the pictures, and then I'll kind of go in there and, you go through the pictures, and then I go through and I'm like, no. And you're looking for the Wheaties Box Picture, right? You're looking for the good one. You're looking for the one that makes you look good, like an athlete, like you're really kind of like you're focused and you're crushing the race. Something that you can frame and put on your wall or use as your Facebook profile picture. You want to change up that avatar, whatever it may be. And some races you find them, and some races you don't. And now this picture, I honestly, I went through the finisher pics and this year, and I hated them. I hated them all. And it's okay. It's okay to hate them because you're looking for the perfect picture. All right. You're allowed to be choosy, right? You're allowed to be choosy. Because you're looking for that Wheaties Box Picture. If you don't see it, you don't see it. Now, my friend Karen, she goes to these events with us, and she takes a lot of pictures, and she's really good at it. She took a picture of Ellie that was absolutely amazing. Thank you, Karen, so much. This is the one she sent me of me, which means that this was the best picture she could find. I like the black and white. Karen, excellent choice. It's slimming. But listen, this is what we knew. This picture. Now, I can look at this picture. Well, number one, I knew I was going into this race at the heaviest weight that I've ever gone into any race, half marathon or greater, right? I knew that. So I expect these pictures to make me look a little bit. It is what it is. It makes me look like me. That's what I look like. It doesn't lie. The picture doesn't lie. It doesn't lie. That's what I look like. I'm 250 pounds, and I can choose to look at that picture and be disgusted if I want. I can choose to look at that picture and go, oh, man, I'm heavy. Man, I'm out of shape. Oh, my God, I can't look at myself. I could be disgusted. I could be upset and angry. I could try to hide it. I could want to burn it, although it's on my phone, so that would that would kind of cost me some money. But I choose not to. You can look at pictures in a number of different ways. I think really two ways, I would say. Number one, you can kind of look at that static image, right? Look at that static image. What is that? And I look at the guy's face and I think to myself, all right, what is that guy thinking right now? And again, I apologize if you guys are listening to the podcast. You don't see this on YouTube. It's on the YouTube channel if you want to go check it out there. What's this guy thinking of? And the first thing that comes to mind is it looks like he's thinking, where's the toilet? Oh my God, where's the toilet? I need the toilet. No, he wasn't thinking that actually. He wasn't though, but it kind of looks like that when I think about it. But honestly, that to me, when I look at pictures of me racing, I can almost put myself in that moment. Now, the fact of the matter is, I don't know if this is me coming out of transition from the bike or if it's me on the second loop kind of running by transition. I don't know. It's one or the other, but either way, you know what? At that moment, I was struggling because I know that I was struggling at both moments. It was tough. I was kind of focusing on my race plan. I was trying to put a smile on my face and enjoy the day. I was really trying to enjoy. I was trying to have fun out there. I didn't want the day to be ruined by the fact that I had to struggle and plod my way through, being undertrained and overweight, going into a 70.3. I didn't want it to be, marred by that. I wanted to have fun. And I feel like, you know what? I did have fun. I had fun that day. I enjoyed the time. And, so when I look at that static picture, what I choose to look at and what I choose to see is a guy that, yeah, he's struggling a little bit. But he's focused and he's getting it done. He knows the job ahead of him and he knows how to finish. And I did finish. That day I finished an Ironman 70.3, a half Ironman. And most people don't do that. Most people go their lifetimes and don't even think about training for something like that. It is an accomplishment to be proud of, and it is one that I will be proud of and I choose to be proud of. So that picture alone, despite the fact that yes, I am overweight, I am going to be proud of that picture. And that brings me to the second way that you can look at pictures. Pictures, yes, they're static. They're in the moment, but you can also look at them as a series of moments. You can look at that picture, but then you can look at other pictures. And I don't know if I have them available. If I do, I will pop them on the screen here. But I think I'm just going to leave this one up. But I have pictures from other races. One in particular, I remember one from New York City Marathon where I got this really terrible grin on my face as I'm getting through that finish. But it's so genuine because I never in my life thought I could finish a marathon. And there I was doing it on that day. And that was the moment that I could see the finish line. I could smell the accomplishment. And it was a year of training and transformation, like total transformation that year, that I can look at that picture and I can be like, man, I did that. It feels good. I get that sense of accomplishment, just like a wave of accomplishment just comes right back. And I put myself in that moment. I look at the picture, my Facebook page picture, my profile picture. It's of me crossing the finish line in Lake Placid in 2017, my first full Ironman. And God, I can tell you, I look at that picture and I can feel the temperature of the air. I can sense sort of the ambiance of coming down that red carpet and seeing Mike Riley and the crowd there cheering, and getting through and feeling that sense of, wow, I just finished an Ironman, man. Like I just finished a full Ironman. That felt good. I can look at pictures from, the Ironman that I did 2 years ago when, the one that I did for my daughter that was so special. So special for her. And the video that my friend Jim took of me, running down that last Mirror Lake Drive. Man, what a special moment. And I can feel it. I can feel it. And this picture belongs in the series. This picture belongs in there. It tells of a moment. It tells of, hey, this is this is my first race after COVID. My first 70.3 after COVID. And I got it done. And it may have been a little bit of struggle, and I may have kind of approached it, and not respecting the race as much as I should have. But man, I got it done that day. And when I look back at this in a series of pictures, this is not going to be the end. This is not the end picture. This is going to be hopefully somewhere in the middle. And then, I've signed up for Ironman Muscle Man for 2022. I'm in it. Joe is doing it. Jim is doing it. We're going again next year. Joe has some unfinished business, and I kind of feel like I have some unfinished business too. I want to go at this race, and I want to give it the proper respect, and I want to finish it on my terms a little bit better. And hopefully we'll be able to take a snapshot of me next year. Maybe it doesn't have to be black and white, Karen. And we can say, hey, look at what happened. This guy lost 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, showed up ready on race day, destroyed his time from last year, and it'll just be another, and then that one will be another one in the series of pictures. That's all it is. Basically, what this picture is saying to me right now is I want this to be the picture of, man, that guy didn't give up. He could have, and I tell you what, I struggled a lot during that race 10 days ago. There were times where I thought about quitting. I never really kind of got to the point where I was like, I at the precipice of quitting, like, yes, I got to get out of here. But there were certainly some moments where I thought, what am I doing? Why do I do this to myself? Why would I ever do this again? But I tell you, I look at this picture and I say to myself, I struggled that day, but I kept a smile on my face for the most part. And I got through that finish line and I earned it. Now, what happens next year? What happens in the next, and not the snapshot of next year, but in the time until that snapshot will be taken? How am I going to approach that? How am I going to, am I going to stay focused? Am I going to stay consistent with training, with diet, and all that good stuff? So that I can take that picture next year and have, and show a marked improvement from my finish time from last year. along with taking a aesthetically pleasing picture. Uh, Actually, by the way, you can see I'm wearing the Team Ordinary kit. I couldn't wear the tri-kit top. It was too snug. I couldn't wear the bike shirt. It was too snug. So I wound up wearing the running singlet, which fit nicely and it hung nicely. But I was missing those back pockets, and I really like those back pockets for when I'm riding and putting your nutrition in there and kind of being ready that way. I really like that, and unfortunately, I didn't have that. So hopefully next year you'll see me in that bike shirt, tri-top, whatever it may be, one or the other, and you won't see me in the running singlet. Or maybe I'll just I'll do the switcheroo in the transition and put the running singlet on for the run. I don't know. We'll see. I have time. I have a whole year, and then we'll take better pictures next year. Anyway, this picture tells a story. And I think it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one, especially when we look at it as a series of photos into next year. Now, diet is important when it comes to training. And, I admit I've been lax and I've had people talk to me about it, and I've had people try to say to me, hey, I'll help you out. And I appreciate that. I appreciate all the help. And look, I understand, and I am totally responsible for the things that I eat and my diet habits. And I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. I admit it's my responsibility. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it here. It is what it is. This is, that was my commitment. My commitment level wasn't there. It just wasn't there when it came to diet. Now, when I think about weight, I think about speed. I think about how it relates to how we race. And I think about, all right, if I'm in the pool and I am pulling with all my strength, and I'm pulling 250 pounds, and then I wind up doing the same thing with the same amount of strength, and now I'm pulling less weight. Guess what? I'm going to go faster in the water. If I'm on the bike and I'm hitting those bikes and those pedals, and I'm hitting those pedals at a certain wattage and a certain power, and all of a sudden I weigh less, guess what? I'm going to go faster. I'm going to have more fun. I'm going to have a good time. More fun leads to more smiling. I'm going to have a good time. Same thing on the run. Go for a run. Put on a 50-pound pack. Let me know how you feel. Then take that 50-pound pack off and then try the same run. Guess what? You're going to be faster, which means you're going to have more fun, which means you're going to have a good time. See what I'm doing here? See what I'm doing here? And look, it is a challenge for a lot of us. And it's a challenge. We talked about it. I talked about it with a number of my athletes, and we even roped Allison Knott, our team dietitian, into the conversation. She was very helpful for us. And we decided that it was time. A lot of us on the team decided it was time to monitor our calories and just kind of take a little bit of a snapshot of how we all eat and whether or not there were things that we can do to improve. Now, when I do this sort of analysis, and I do it from time to time, I am in two modes. I can either turn it on and say, yes, I'm going to analyze my food and I'm going to be diligent about it. Or I say, yeah, I'm going to be diligent about it, but then I'm not really diligent. And I just kind of I start out for breakfast and I'm good. And I do, I enter breakfast and I snack a little bit. And then later in the afternoon, I kind of forget. What did I eat? I kind of forgot. Whatever. We'll start again tomorrow. Things like that. And then I just forget and then I'm done. And you have to make a commitment to this. You know what? If you want to analyze what you eat and whether or not it's a problem, you have to make a commitment to it. You have to say, the rule is this. If it so again, we use MyFitnessPal, and we're entering all of our food. Now, the rule of thumb is this. If it goes in the mouth, it goes on the pal. All right? That's the rule. If it goes in the mouth, it's got to go on the pal. So when you eat it, enter it right away. Don't waste time. You eat one M&M, put it in the pal. It's got to go in the pal. That's what it is. All right? Don't mess around. This is a learning situation for us. Now, we've done this now for a week. I've done it for a week. I have stayed focused on it. My goal has been pretty much a 500 to 1,000 calorie deficit on a per day basis. That's net exercise, and it's typically around 2,000 calories, give or take, of food intake. I weighed 249.7 pounds last Wednesday. I woke up this morning at 243.3. Admittedly, this morning, I didn't drink a lot of water yesterday, so I think I'm a little bit dehydrated. So, probably add a pound or two to that. And in the beginning, whenever you start something new and you start monitoring something new, there's that period of time where you lose quickly, right? You lose quickly. So I'm kind of still in that, enjoying that part. That's a good part, but doesn't mean that you should be any less diligent going forward. If it's working for you, keep going. And so far, so good. It's working for me. Now, the things that I've noticed and the things that I have changed. A couple of keys. Number one is there were certainly some foods that I didn't realize how calorie dense they were. One of them being almonds. Now, almonds has always been a healthy snack for me. It's something that we buy, and I might just kind of grab a handful as I go by. But if I'm not paying attention to calories, what do I care? I grab a handful. The problem is I may grab 5 handfuls in an afternoon, going back and forth. That's really not out of the question. All right. Now, it turns out that a handful for me is about a quarter cup. A quarter cup is 180 calories. You do the math. 5 or 6 handfuls at 180 calories, right? 180 times, 180 times 6, 720. Am I right? That would be crazy if I got that right. But 720 calories. You might as well just eat the ice cream at that point. You might as well just eat the ice cream. It's like I just didn't realize how many calories I was taking in by just a casual few handfuls of almonds during the day. So yeah, I'm trying to stay healthier with the snacks and be mindful of what I'm eating. Because what I've noticed is total key for me is I snack a lot. We have things available that are up there, and now I'm kind of making a little bit better choices. So the 2 things that I'm doing is, one, I'm trying to make better choices when I do snack. So my mother-in-law buys those Tostitos, the hint of lime chips. Those are awesome. They're really good. And I would just kind of go and have a couple, but I go by a lot. I walk by the bag, I grab a couple. Then I walk by again later, grab a couple. Then I walk by again. I just keep walking by, and my brain says, all right, you're only having 1 or 2, but you're going by so many times and putting the hand in the bag so many times that you're taking a lot. So I'm not touching those anymore. I'm eating some Greek yogurt. I'm eating cottage cheese. I'm eating pink grapefruit cups that come from Costco. I am having almonds, but I'm trying to grab just 1 handful at a time and don't go back. 1 handful, don't go back. I might go back later as long as I'm monitoring my calories and I know I'm not out of control. I might go back later and have some more. I had some dried fruit, but I don't think I'm going back to the dried fruit. I think it's a little too much sugar, and I'm going to kind of keep it out. Our meals have been really healthy. Chicken, fish, a lot of that. We went out once. I have been trying to cut out alcohol as much as possible, which is, it's not typically my vice is this. If it's in the house, I will open a bottle of wine. If there's a bottle of wine in the house, it will get opened. It will get finished. If there's nothing in the house, I don't need it. I don't drink it. I don't want it. So the idea is keep it out of the house. Step number one. Same thing with beers. If there are beers in the house, I'm going to drink them. So that's just like the casual in-home drinking, right? So if I don't have it in the house, I won't drink it. So there's nothing in the house right now, which is good. That's step number one. Kind of get it out of the house. Number 2 is whenever we go out to eat, I always kind of have a drink or 2 with dinner or with lunch. I might have a beer or 2 or a glass of wine, whatever it may be, and those I kind of leaving in there. Those I'm going to kind of leave in there. It's just, I'm just not ready to quit that yet. But I will try to be mindful about it. I will try to make sure that I think about, hey, you're making these choices. This is what's going in your body, and therefore you have to be cognizant of what goes in your body. So that's kind of how I've changed to alcohol. But really, when it comes to snacking, and I kind of want to get back to this quickly. Number 1, better healthy snacks. So no chips, no chocolate, the ice cream. I ate 1 bowl of ice cream, and we made sure that it was serving size. Which was like 180 calories on the box, or maybe it's 200 calories on the box. We made sure that it was accurate serving size. And you get a taste. And you know what? I got to be honest. I felt fulfilled in that moment of just having the ice cream and because I felt like I was doing it in the right way and monitoring it in the right way, as opposed to just taking the box of ice cream and, grabbing scoops and then smushing it down. You ever get the coffee mug and then you smush it down in the coffee mug and then you put more and you smush it down in the coffee. So you don't want any air pockets in there. You want it all of ice cream. Do you guys do that? I do that. So I'm not doing that though this week. I had ice cream once. Staying away from things like pizza, calorie dense foods that I eat a lot. It's not even so much that I can't eat a slice of pizza, but I can't eat 4 slices of pizza. And the problem with my family is we buy a pizza and nobody else eat. The girls eat a slice each and they're done, which leaves 5 slices, and they always kind of get eaten. There's only one other person there. And that's me. And especially now, it's sad with no Jake. Jake used to eat my crust. He used to eat my crust. Now I eat it. So thanks a lot, Jake. I miss you, Jake. Anyway, so yeah, I've learned, that's number one thing I've learned. Number two thing I've learned about snacking is that I snack a lot. I snack constantly. Now, what would make me not snack? And the answer is this: staying productively busy. Like Steph and I have been taking walks lately, and we go out for an hour. Not only is it an hour we're actually getting exercise and burning calories by doing these walks, but it's an hour that we're not eating. If I keep myself busy, I keep myself not snacking. Doing this podcast. Have you seen me eating while during this podcast? No. But if I continue to do podcasts and things like that, I will be productive. I will not be eating because I'm using my time productively. Typically when I snack, it's because I'm kind of, when I think, or when I'm, when I'm bored, or when I just kind of stroll. And when I stroll, I always stroll through the kitchen. And when I stroll through the kitchen, there's the snacks. It's second nature. I grab it. It's not that I'm hungry. It's like just a brain thing. The brain just goes to the snacks and takes them. Now that I'm monitoring it, you can analyze it and you can say, hey, there's a problem. Hey, there's a problem. How are you going to change it? How are you going to change behaviors so that you rectify problems? And the way I'm changing the behaviors, number one, making healthier choices, being cognizant of what I'm eating, especially like the almond situation, being cognizant of, hey, one handful, that's a snack. So eat them one at a time. Enjoy it. Don't just, don't do that. Just so be mindful and keep myself busy. Those are the two keys. Number two is, if I do that, if I can monitor things, if I can hold them, if I can hold that calorie line where it is and eat like that and not overeat during the day, you throw in a workout on top of that and man, I'm losing weight. So as long as I can be consistent, and look, it's going to happen, right? I know it's going to happen. I'm going to get up to Lake Placid. I'm going to have a few drinks. I'm going to get up to Lake. We're going to go out to dinner and I'm going to order something that's maybe it looks healthy on the page, but it's not as healthy when you get it in real life, or it's a giant portion and I wind up just eating it, right? Who knows? I don't know. Things are going to happen. You're going to have bad days. The important thing is to stay on top of it. And especially during this initial kind of A, learning, and B, changing behavior phase that I'm in, to try to lose weight. And now, already I'm down, we'll call it 6 pounds because it was what the scale says. I do think I was a little dehydrated this morning, but the trajectory is in the right way. And again, if you guys been with me for years, this is what happens. Trajectory, right? It's a roller coaster sometimes, and I am guilty of the roller coaster. And for me, I'm hoping that roller coaster kind of hit the top about 10 days ago, and now we're on our way down. Now, yes, it would have been better if I would have started on the way down before my race. Didn't happen, but there are more. The good news is there's more races. There's a future down the line. Now, my family and I are headed up to Lake Placid. We're leaving tomorrow. We're going to be up there for a long weekend. I love going up to Lake Placid. We're going to see Matt Shore finish Ironman Lake Placid on Sunday. We're going to go up and enjoy ourselves. My daughter, Sam, has decided, along with some convincing from me, that we wanted to do a sort of a vlog series on our YouTube channel. So we may be doing that. Now, I don't want to commit because I am the guiltiest person when it comes to saying I'm going to do something and then not doing it. But we kind of wanted to keep her time productive while being up there. So the thought was, go out, shoot some film, come back at night, and then try to put something together and put it up on the YouTube channel. We'll see if that happens. We'll see if it gets done. I don't know, guys. I'll be honest. I've said this a bunch of times on things that I wanted to do, and then the film never gets done. So I don't want to count on it, but I'm hoping that we work on that, and I'm hoping that we get some things done and put some things out for you over the next few days, for your entertainment, really, and also kind of share the experience of Lake Placid, because it really is an amazing weekend up there. It's a special weekend, not only for the athletes, but for the people there, the families of the athletes, and the people there watching, and the people I think that live in the town too. So that's it for today. We're going to call it quits. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Again, sorry for the sort of the sporadic schedule here the last few days, but we'll be on target coming, back again next week. Check out our nonprofit, our Ordinary Marathoner Foundation.org. Been doing a lot of work there. The Running for Autism program is in full swing. We got some more things coming down the pike. We'll be giving you some more news on that in future podcasts. What else we got? Join Team Ordinary if you haven't joined Team Ordinary. If you're interested in supporting the podcast, patreon.com/ordinary marathoner. Thanks again for all the patrons that have subscribed, and you guys really help out the show. It really, really helps us out a lot. And again, if you become a patron, your name will be put at the end of the podcast on the scroll. You'll see it in about 2 minutes after I let you know that every day is an ordinary day, unless you make it extraordinary. So get after it, guys.